here at WKRG Plus. Join us on the red couch.
And boy, oh boy, do we have a special time for you today. It's puppets and banjos.
Oh, wow. Hey, which one am I?
Well, Chubbly, I'm going to guess that you're the puppet here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good. I don't know how to be a banjo.
And David Stevens here joining us on the red couch. Thank you both for being here.
Sure, thank you for having us. Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome,
Oh,
David.
thank you. Thank you.
David, I want to start with you. Let's talk about how you got into puppeteering.
Okay. Yeah, how did you do that? Well, all right. So I was a huge Muppet fan as a kid. I was born in the 70s, so there was the golden age for Muppet performance on Sesame Street and The Muppet Show. And something about it just really captured my imagination, and I became obsessed. And so I started making puppets as a middle schooler and doing shows in high school, and it just sort of gradually compounded on itself.
Now, on top of Chubbly, you build other puppets and things, right?
Sure. So yeah, I built Chubbly, but then I have tons of puppets that I built for over the years for shows or just for for whatever reason I needed a specific puppet for. But yeah, I design them, I construct them, and perform with them. So it's kind of a one-shop, one-stop operation.
Absolutely. And puppeteering to me is an art form, really.
Yes.
I mean, for folks who've never seen anything like this or have never done it before, how hard is it to get into this?
Well, the great thing about puppetry is it is accessible from any level. I mean, you can take your sock and make a puppet out of your sock, or you can build on the skills to learn how to make a professional grade puppet like what Chubbly is. So there's really, there are a number of entry points, and you can just take it from there. And there are a number of construction materials. The great thing about puppetry is we like to say there are no rules. The primary thing is to have fun with it too.
And I know from following you on Facebook that there is a community for puppetry right here on the Gulf Coast.
Sure, absolutely. The Center for Puppetry Arts is based in Atlanta, Georgia, and they're sort of like a home, if you want to call it a mother church, I suppose, for puppetry in the country, but also in the Southeast. But there are puppeteers like me that are scattered all over the country who do what they do in their little areas. So, but there is a healthy contingent of puppeteers.
Speaking of chasing your dreams, I know that at one point you at least had a close affiliation with the Muppets and Sesame Street.
Sure, I was a puppeteer on season 39 back in 2008. I worked on a couple of episodes for them as what they call a utility puppeteer. So I didn't do any main characters, but what I would do were background, anything Muppets or cows and that kind of stuff. And I was also puppeteer assist. So a lot of times there are puppets that need multiple performers, and so I would help out with that. But yeah, and then I also worked on a production of Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, a stage musical adaptation of that show for the Henson Company, and so yeah, I've had a relationship with them for a while.
Well, that's amazing. Talk about your experience working closely with the Muppets. How was that for you?
Oh, it was a dream come true, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this was the thing that inspired me as a kid, and then here you are. It's a wonderful thing when you get to walk on that set because you're transported to being 5 years old again, because there's Mr. Hooper's store and there's the stoop and Big Bird's nest and all that kind of stuff. So
I love
it's
that.
great.
That's awesome.
I don't know any of these people.
That's okay, Chubbly. We'll tell you who they are.
Okay, all right.
Stranger in a strange land. Now,
That's it.
around here though, you continue to do shows, and
Yeah.
I think I saw where you had a seminar or something.
Yeah,
equivalent to
recently
that.
I just gave a lecture to a puppet club for a group of students, about 40 students of a puppetry club at SCAD, the Southeast, or the Savannah College of Art and Design. And so, yeah, that was great. There's no curriculum for puppetry there, but this was just a group of students that were really captured by puppetry and have collectively on their own come together to study and learn about different aspects of puppetry. And I have a friend who's a Muppet designer, well, was a Muppet designer there, who contacted me, and I said I'd love to talk to him.
Wow.
And so we spent about 3 hours just talking about different aspects of puppet theater and puppetry and how to make stuff, and they had really great questions. So it was really inspiring to me to see people who are, in that college age level, who are genuinely interested in puppetry in general, not just specifically Muppets or anything, but who had broad questions about how to do this and how to make puppets and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, and I'm noticing that I'm just noticing this, that the professionalism, because you've always got the puppet doing that.
But you mean alive? Well, I am alive, Bill. Come on.
Come on.
You don't think I'm alive?
While you're talking, the puppet is still making.
That's right.
Sure. Well,
Chubbly, sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You know my name.
Now, David, I really want to know, what's your advice for the younger generation who maybe want to get into this but don't know where to start?
Sure. Well, you know, there are so many resources now that I certainly didn't have when I was learning as a child. I mean, the internet, for all of its ills, is also a great resource for learning. And there are a number of tutorials out there for how to build puppets and performance. And it's also a great platform to try stuff out. So, you know, I had books and I also had a mentor. I had a mentor who was a puppeteer in Richmond, Virginia named Terry Snyder, who was generous enough with his time to let me come visit him out of every summer. I would go for a week and he would teach me one-on-one about how to make puppets out of foam and all those kinds of things. So I found that to be a very beneficial relationship as a friend and also as a mentor and apprentice, to learn from somebody directly. But there's so many tools that you can learn this from, and it's also about experimentation. Just trying stuff out. There's nothing wrong. I mean, you know, if you don't like something or think you messed something up, you can always try again. So yeah, I mess up a lot.
You know, I don't believe that, Chubbly. You've been so good this whole interview.
Thank you. I took a manners class. So Chubbly actually was an experiment. Like, I didn't really have his character in mind when I made him. You're going to talk about this? I'm going to talk about this. So I wanted to experiment with trying this texture of his fur. You'll notice. What about my fur? His fur is sort of like a little, you know, gnarly and everything, and that was just from experimenting with how to work with the texture of the textile of this fake fur. And I also wanted to play around with the shape of a football for a head.
I like it.
I don't like sports. So yeah, he was an experiment in of himself, and so this thing that I thought was just going to be a trial for how to make a puppet in a certain way turned into this character, and now he's sort of around all the time. He can't get rid of me.
Oh,
you can't either. I'm here for good.
That's right. You're sticking with us,
I'm joining the WKRG family.
That's right. You got to stay here with us, though.
Okay, I'll do it.
We'll see you in the morning.
Chubbly's our new intern.
What time will I be here?
4:30 a.m.
Oh boy.
Oh, you can do it, Chubbly.
Okay, I'll set my alarm 3 times.
Now, what you want to know is that David not only is a puppeteer, but also a banjo player. And we were chatting before the show, and I said, it must be interesting to do puppetry and play the banjo at the same time. But he doesn't. So
I don't have enough hands.
No, you need another pair of hands.
Oh, I thought
to
Chubbly
that,
was going to play the banjo.
Oh, no, I haven't started taking lessons yet.
Oh, okay.
Now, David, how long have you been playing the banjo?
Oh, I've been playing the banjo for about 30 years. So, of course, I was doing puppetry when I was a kid, but I really didn't get the music bug until right after high school, I guess. And I started playing guitar for about a year, and then I used to go to this coffee shop in Fairhope that's no longer there called Southern Lights Coffee House, and they would have these great songwriters that would come from the Southeast or all over the place, Nashville and New Orleans. And I really got the bug to write songs and to start playing music, and that's kind of where it started. And it's just, I tell people it's an expensive hobby.
Yeah. A little bit.
Exactly.
Now, can you play something for us? You've written songs? Here we go.
Now some folks put their money in a bank, save it for a rainy day. I got my own kind of savings account, better than a Roth IRA. I don't care about Wall Street if the market is a bull or a bear. I got a house full of records, gonna make me a millionaire. If you got a lot of money, buy records. And if you got a little money, buy records. And if you got no money, buy records. It'll help to ease a troubled mind.
Wow, that was amazing, David.
Thank you.
Wow. Now, how hard is it to learn how to play the banjo?
Oh, goodness. Well, you know, as we were talking about earlier with the resource that the internet is, like, I didn't have any of that when I started playing music either. So I was all self-taught and by ear because I couldn't find a banjo teacher where I started when I was a student at Troy.
Yeah.
And so it was really just listening to recordings over and over and then just sitting down and like trying to figure out what to do with my fingers. And and I had some chord books, so I knew how to make the chords with my fingers on the neck. But it was really just trial and error. And it took about 5 years before I, sounded like I was worth anything.
Now, I mentioned the same thing about puppetry around here on the Gulf Coast, but banjo playing, bluegrass, we've got some pretty good musicians around here in the Gulf Coast.
Absolutely. Sadly, there's not a whole lot of a scene for it, but the players are there. So, there are some great jam sessions that happen in Mobile, here in Mobile. And so there are a lot of great players of the bluegrass. And then the Stapleton Bluegrass Festival is coming up too.
That's right. Yep.
So that's a great gathering for people to hear the music and play the music. And that's kind of one of the great things about bluegrass, as much as it is puppetry, it's participatory. and at a lot of different levels. You know, you choose to just be a listener, which is great, or choose to be an audience, and then you can also choose to play in and join in.
Now you got a regular gig that you started up with a guy that was on our show earlier, Andy McDonald.
That's right.
And you guys are playing at Johnny Mac's in Fairhope.
That's right. We
every
play
Tuesday
there
night.
every Tuesday from 7 to 9. It's next door to the library. It's right between the library and the post office. If you come over there and see a service station that says Johnny Mac's, that's where we're going to be every Tuesday night. So Andy and I have been playing music together for over 20 years. We were in Fat Man Squeeze together back in the early 2000s, and I was on the first record with them. And so we've known each other for a long time, and it's great to play music with him.
Did you ever imagine back when you first got your banjo that you would be performing live?
You know, yes, actually, because as I think I already had that built in with the puppet stuff. Like I was a strong enough performer in that regard that I knew this was just another sort of tool of storytelling, and it's sort of all. And I do in some of the puppet shows also play the banjo, not at the same time, but you know they complement each other. So I'm playing the banjo to sort of get everybody in the mood at the beginning of the show, and then we get into the general puppet show. So there is some bleed over in those worlds.
We got a minute left. You got another song for us?
Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think of one. How about just do an instrumental? I got these fancy tuners here.
Yeah, I love it. Wow. David, your hands were moving so fast. I was trying to keep up there.
David Stevens, everybody, follow him on Facebook and see him Tuesday nights at Johnny Mac's in Fairhope. David, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.